Hello, good morning. John Jones here. Welcome to Monday Motivation. It is Thanksgiving week, and I thought it would be appropriate to introduce you to an author maybe you haven't heard of before. His name is John Kralik. John Kralik has got a pretty incredible story, you guys. At 53 years old, he found himself struggling personally, professionally, financially, spiritually, and health-wise as well. But he turns it all around by making a very powerful decision, but then also not just the decision, but also following up with some discipline over time. Here's what he decided to do, you guys. He made a decision to send a thoughtful thank you written card every day for a 1 year straight. So 365 thank you notes he sent out all in a row. And his journey produced a best-selling book, by the way, titled A Simple Act of Gratitude. That's the title of the book. How Learning to Say Thank You Changed My Life from John Kralik. Desperate for change, he remembered a piece of advice he received from his father when he was younger, and the advice was this: until you learn to be grateful for the things you have, you will not receive the things that you want. So he recalled that advice and decided to make a change. He was surprised to discover, you guys, that this simple shift in his focus made a profound impact, not just intangible internal feelings, but also concrete changes in his life. So financially, his failing law practice completely turned around. He said his clients started paying on time and referring people like crazy once he started getting to this mode of consistent gratitude sharing. Relationships. He fixed many estranged relationships, particularly with old friends and family, and rekindled many connections that were important to him, but he just let them go. I think we could all relate to that. Physical and mental health, getting his emotional heart right, reduced his desire to artificially change his emotional state through, food, alcohol, and various other different types of things. And he became much, much less impacted by stress, he said. And then he said, a massive mental shift. He started focusing on the good things versus everything that is or could possibly go wrong. And he said this really just created this attitude of abundance and appreciation within him. And he just started living with this feeling of abundance and appreciation all the time. The next one he said was control. He said this consistent practice of thinking about gratitude and thinking about expressing it to others in a very specific way. It helped him gain clarity as to understanding what he could really control and what mattered most. And he realized he could control the things that mattered most, which is a very powerful insight to understand. And he attributes this to his big shift in his financial success, focusing on the things that mattered and the things that he could control rather than being a victim of circumstance, you guys. And then finally, he said, the ripple effect was amazing. Expressing this gratitude not only made him feel incredible, but it also made other people feel fantastic as well. Many people saved and cherished his personal notes because, again, these personal notes were thoughtful and sincere and expressed in his own handwriting every single day, 365 days in a row. Ultimately, Kralik learned that gratitude is not just a feeling, but an active practice that can lead to a miraculous good life, and you get more of it by giving it away. What struck me most about reading his story was the importance of expressing gratitude, you guys. It wasn't just about being grateful internally, but the daily expression, 365 days in a row, building that habit. What an awesome winning habit, you guys. Made me think of a quote I heard a long time ago. We first build our habits, and then our habits make us. What if one of our habits was not just feeling grateful, but expressing it in a very meaningful way? We often say things like this. I appreciate you, or I value you, or I love you more than you know. We say that all the time. Maybe that's the problem, you guys, and maybe that's the opportunity at hand. Maybe people should know. Maybe they need to know. And it's our job to shrink the gap, not just feeling grateful, but consciously and thoughtfully expressing it. Here's a quote from a man named William Ward. He said, "Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and then not giving it to somebody." Another one, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and then more, says Melody Beadle. Here's one from Tony Robbins that Brandon shared earlier this morning. It says, when you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears, shaping the future into something brighter. In business, we know that what we focus on expands. We also know that what we measure improves, right? That's why people who are serious achievers tend to keep score and measure their progress, right? What we measure improve. So let's count those blessings, you guys, that we all have. This year, let's express gratitude in a way that lifts up ourselves and others. I want to thank all of you for supporting our mission here at BAI. The fact is, our strength at BAI is very clear. It's our amazing culture. It's our culture of caring and authenticity that separates this organization. It's real. That's the feedback we receive from all of our constituencies and clients. And that culture is not in our technology and our tools and our systems. It's in our people. It's in all of you. It's in our network. It's in the collective mindset of the people that are all here for the right reasons to help each other in a way that's very profound and genuine. And I want to thank you all for contributing to this amazing environment that we've created here together and look forward to expanding this idea and opportunity for yourself and others moving on to the next year. You guys, thank you so much. Have an amazing Thanksgiving week, everybody. God bless. Have a great week.